Hi, I'm Jack Canfield, and welcome back to another segment of Talking About Success. My next guests are two wonderful people, a mother and son combination. Both have beautiful smiles, by the way. I have here Åsa Odbäck and Émile Nelson, her son. Just recently graduated from university. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a whole week.
That's why you're smiling so much, I can
exactly.
see.
Me too.
The pressure's off. You got him through college. Very good. And they have a new book line. It's called the Fika Fix. There's going to be a series of books in this line. And let's start, well, first of all, talk about yourselves a little bit, because I don't usually interview a mother and a son who are writing books together. So how did this come to be, the two of you working together like this?
Well, I just got out of college, like you said, and I thought, obviously, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And you're always looking for the best opportunity, and luckily enough for me, the best opportunity happened to be my mom, because she's been teaching law in Stockholm. She graduated best for class and everything, and then she went on to become a success consultant for some major companies like Ericsson and Volvo and all that stuff. And she was, I think, for me, a success consultant as well. So I thought, what better person to work with than the person who made me what I am? And so that's how I got started, at least.
For me, it's so much fun to work with Émile, because I always been like a little Swedish hardworking person, but with Émile, I'm learning to really have fun doing it. What is that success if you don't have fun? And Émile is just, everything is easy and fun, and still he does straight A, and he's been editor-in-chief for a college newspaper that got 6 awards under you, right?
I think, yeah, total, like 9.
9, because of the best in California. And he's been, multilingual, make papers and stuff, so he's a good writer. So who wouldn't do that? Since I'm Swedish in America, and I need like a cool American guy to work with. And he was the best choice, and the cheapest at the point.
Oh, he's a good choice. I love the two of you, because I've gotten to know you a little bit. So here we have the Fika Fix, and the subtitle is Student Success by Stressing Less the Swedish Way. I want to read a little one thing that says, did you know that the USA isn't even among the top 10 happiest countries in the world? Did you know that 80 million Americans say they don't even have one friend? That's almost a third of the country, certainly a third of the adults. And did you know that more than 45% of students who enroll in college in the USA don't graduate? And I know that in Sweden, those are not the same numbers. Sweden's in the top 3 or 4 countries every year in terms of happiness in the world. There was just a new study released, I think, just in the last couple of weeks about that. Every year they do a happiness survey around the world. And I think you're saying that the Fika Fix is part of that. So talk about the Fika Fix. What is this? What does it mean?
The fika is a Swedish word for not drinking coffee, but sharing coffee. And it's such an old, it's also a noun and a verb, because it has a special meaning of really connecting. If I have fika with you, I'm really there with you. I'm not sitting with my telephone or with my cup of coffee. And we think that what I experience a lot is a lot of loneliness. People really don't know how to connect anymore. We're connected to the whole world, but we're not really connected to the person next to us. So that was the Fika Fix, is to bring that Swedish culture in of connecting, taking coffee break at the office. You take it a couple of times a day, and it really improves productivity and happiness at work.
Exactly, and speaking of the World Happiness Report, that same report just showed that 3 of the top predicting factors of happiness are your relationships with your friends, your success at work, and your health. And we think that the Fika in general, and specifically the Fika Fix, is a way to access and help boost all 3 of those by sitting down, connecting with the people next to you. It's been proven to make you, healthier. Yeah. So they say loneliness is the new smoking. Yeah. It's being alone is equivalent to 15 cigarettes a day. So how can you be healthy?
Your health, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And with students, they have studies, lonely students, they have much lower immunity. Mm-hmm. And if you're lonely, you don't live as long and you can't handle illnesses. So it's really a danger to be lonely, and we don't really look at it. And they say that loneliness is the biggest threat for the next generation. Mm. And Mother Teresa, as you said too, it's like, she said that's the worst disease that's coming on us.
And so we thought, what better way to help students who are going to inherit this world and hopefully bring in a new generation, remember how to be human and connect with each other, and bring back that sense of community and friendship that we all know deep down, so that we can have success but also enjoy that success. Mm-hmm. I think that's really part of the key for us, is that we want to teach people how to be successful, you know, how to accomplish their goals, and if money's their goal or making a difference is their goal, but also how to be able to enjoy that success by being healthy, having friends around to celebrate it. And so that, I think that's...
And to make a difference in the world.
Yeah.
And how can you make a difference sitting by yourself? You know, you need to be connected to something bigger, as you so much are a good model for us.
Exactly.
But still, like a lot of people really don't know. It's like, okay, we have money and everything, and you know, what do I do then? So that's what this is about too, but it's also about having fun. We wrote the book as a fika in itself.
No, this is, and I love the organization of this book. You've gone through the alphabet.
Yeah.
A is for attitude. He says, the greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitudes, by William James, famous Harvard psychologist. And then you have a painting, which you've done, and you see the cover is painting. You're an artist, and we'll talk about that maybe a little bit too. But then you have a coffee-related word, Americano, and how the Americano coffee started when they were over in World War II. The American soldiers first brewed espresso, and it was like too strong, so they added some water and some sugar, and that's how the Americano was brewed.
Exactly.
You know? And we get the E, and I'm sure that's espresso.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And all through the book, we have wonderful paintings by you, Åsa, and we also have quotes, some of which are very deep and meaningful, some of which are very funny. There was one quote in here, I don't remember where it was, but I loved it. It says, opera is where somebody gets stabbed, instead of bleeding to death, they start to sing.
Exactly. That's really what we're going for this book. You know, is we want to get to the heart of the message. We want to remind people how important it is to connect with each other. Oh. But we don't want to do it in a way that makes it off-putting. We want to teach people how to do it fun and easy, like we all really know how to do. So we give them some fun conversation starters and tips and tricks on how to do it. Because we recognize that a lot of people, unfortunately, have forgotten how.
And laughter is so important, how healthy. I mean, you know, laughter, smiling.
Well, laughter increases your immune system.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Here's the one, M for mindfulness. Quote, the people who get the most out of life are not those who live for a century, but those who lived every minute, by Colette. And then we go into mocha as a coffee. So, and then you give advice about each of these things and how we can be more mindful with each other and take that perspective. There's a J is for jokes at one level. And there's some wonderful jokes. One loses many laughs by not laughing at oneself.
Exactly.
I said, I love this one. Don't laugh at coffee. Someday you too may be old and weak.
I relate.
So I know you've written other books before. This is your first collaboration.
It is.
But I also, you've told me it's not your last collaboration. So what do you have in store for us? What can we look forward to in this?
Take that.
Sure, yeah, well, a lot of good stuff, I think. We have the Fika Fix right now. We're starting off with the Fika Fix for students. But we want to come back and we want to show people how to apply it to their families, to businesses, to, I mean, you name it. We'd like to teach people how to Fika all over the world.
Connect all over, yeah. You know, if you have a person who's ill in your family and stuff, how do you really connect when you go and visit a person who's ill? The touch is so important, those things.
All those little tips and tricks.
But we like to do it in a fun way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I know you've got more than books up your sleeve. Yeah. So what else do you have planned besides doing more books?
Exactly.
What's up there?
Yeah. Yeah, I got some heavy sleeves. No, I think you take this
the
one.
coaching, you know, we like to bring out Fika to make like a revolution. When the coffee came to Europe, it was bringing in the coffee houses where people were finally started to connect and talk outside, not drinking. So the revolution starts there of changing society. And in a fun way, we would like to start a revolution of connectedness more. So the people, because I think people are wonderful and we have so much fun when we connect, but now we connect with the phone and we forget sometimes, like this old lady behind us in the line, she actually might just like to hear something nice, and you can do it, you can deliver it, and you feel better, she feel better, and people watching feel better, they have measured that.
Yeah.
So we like to do coaching, we like to do seminars, and go out to companies and schools to do trainings, right?
Absolutely, and we are actually in the process of developing a Fika app, Fika Friends app, so that if you're going out one day and you have nobody to sit and have coffee with or talk to, you go on your phone, you click find a Fika friend near me, you meet up and you have a little chat. So hopefully just providing a forum for people to be able to connect and form these relationships that we all need, really, and in an easy and fun way. So we're going to have coaching, seminars, the app, we might start a little product line. And
yeah, we have that, and on our website, we're going to have a Fika fitness thing that you can check out. So you know if you're going to have Fika with someone, they might also have listened to, look at like, okay, listen a little, don't talk the whole time, or what do I say if I don't know how to open a conversation, those kind of things.
Exactly.
So we like to provide a little help. So sometimes people are shy. They won't like to connect, but how?
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. You know, it's so amazing. It's such a basic thing, and yet so many people are shy. So many people don't know what to say. They'll go into a Starbucks or a Pete's Coffee or whatever, and then they'll sit alone, and then they open their phone and they start reading the news or looking at some app or whatever, and they're looking at someone sitting alone 2 tables away, but they're afraid to go over and say hi.
Exactly. We hide behind the telephones and stuff, and Émile and I, we don't care what people think, so we go up and talk to them. And it's amazing how magical. I mean, people give us food and they remember us 6 weeks later.
It just lights up the room. It really does. When you try to connect with somebody, it can make all the difference.
People want to be connected too.
Exactly.
Yeah, people want to be seen. The worst thing in the world is to feel like you're invisible.
Exactly.
That is so true, and it's like we are rewarded by the goodness when we do something good or something. It's all these things flood us.
And think about the most intense punishment we give someone in prison is solitary confinement.
And that's how so many of us live.
Yeah, we choose that ourselves. We don't even realize we're in a prison.
Exactly.
Amazing. I saw a cartoon the other day. It was a bunch of people up in heaven. They had little wings on their backs and they're walking around, and they're like this. And St. Peter's saying to God, he says, I don't know what it is. They just walk around heaven looking lost with their thumbs, and like something's missing. I don't know what. No one's talking to each other. You know?
Exactly.
That's too funny.
And you know, we grew up Swedish, the two of us, and we had a lot of fikas growing up. And I think one of the reasons we thought this was such a powerful thing is because it teaches people how to come back and really communicate with each other. And it's demonstrated that it works. I mean, in, what was it, 1967, Sweden switched from driving on the left side of the road to the right side of the road in one night without a single accident. Not one, because people know how to communicate with each other, because Fika is such an integral part of society. People know how to communicate and feel each other and understand and be a part of it. So
we really more of a community culture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We really want to bring that
and turbocharge it with the whole new, that like when you know so much about this new research about happiness and what really makes us feel fulfilled. So we like to combine the Fika with the fix.
Well, you know, it's really funny. When I did a workshop in Denmark, then I did another one in Norway on the same trip. I didn't go to Sweden on that trip, but I've been to Sweden. And there's this sense of community. I never really understood socialism and why until I was there. I asked the group to stand up and walk around and ask for something. It was an asking exercise. And everyone said, we can't do that. I said, why not? I said, we don't do that. We ask what does the community need. We don't say what we need. We ask what the community needs. So there's this sense of community that's much stronger as part of the culture, which I think we Americans can learn from, and I think this is a really good start.
Well, thank you. And you know, we really value the American system of being able to go out and take it and go for it.
We like to combine.
Yeah, well, I brought a little of that to Norway and Denmark as
well.
Exactly.
Yeah, we want to
learn each other's strengths.
Exactly.
The two countries that have so much to offer. And the combination, that's what I think this could be magical. We like to start this Fika Fix revolution.
And it's going to be fun.
To help people get happier and more successful.
So Fika Fix. So if people want to find out more about you guys in terms of your book, other books you're doing, if they wanted to hire you as speakers, because I've watched you guys speak, you're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
You really light up a room, and everyone gets excited and gets involved and learns and participates. Consulting, whatever people might want to do. How do they find you?
Well, we have our website. We have the Fika, or it's just fikafix.com. So that's FIKAFIX.com. We also have our blog, dailyfika.com, and just go on and contact us, send us an email, and we would love to work with it.
Join the Fika Society.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Fikafix.com. Here's the book. I love this book. I rarely say I love this book. I love this book. And I love you guys. You're great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me today.
Our pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
All right, the Fika Fix. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this message.